What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Patrick, aka Addicted to Combat, back for a recap and results of UFC 275, the pay-per-view that just wrapped up. Enjoying my celebratory cigar. It was a profitable night for me. We'll go over how that happened. Pretty much go over the action from the best bets and props video I released on Thursday before the weigh-ins. There were some changes, mostly just because Manel Cape, that bout got canceled. I think Bontarine had kidney issues or something with his weight cut that went horribly wrong, so that fight was waved off, unfortunately. But otherwise, it was a good night. Went 8 out of 11 on picks, even calling two of the underdogs, including Kyung-Yo Kang and Jake Matthews. Both did a pretty good job, made it look pretty easy. So I'll start with some of the action from that best bets and props video. First off, just the boneheaded play that I made, which, I told you I was going to turn my brain off for this one and just basically go off of the over 1.5 in the Na Liang Silvana Gomez Juarez fight. Whenever there's an over 1.5, I have to throw at least 1 unit on it if it's a women's fight. They go over all the time. So if you get plus, if you get close to even money, I got like minus 120 on that. I put 1 unit on, lost that unit pretty much instantly. From 60 seconds into that fight, I could tell when Na Liang's idea of going for a takedown was just run face first with her hands out in front of her into the fists of Silvana Gomez Juarez. I knew that was not going to last very long, and shortly after she got KO'd. So that was minus 1 unit lost. As far as the props go, we ended up getting that back because I did bet, that 1.35 units to win 1 unit on Shevchenko in rounds 4, 5, or by decision. And boy, that was a sketchy decision, but she did pull through for us. And she was our most confident fighter of the week. That ended up being hugely inaccurate as the fight was super close. Ended up being a split decision win for Shevchenko. I'm sure there's a lot of mixed feelings about that one. But let's just go over the top 6 most confident fighters that I had. I listed these out, and I said I was going to do a similar 2, 4, and 6 leg parlay scheme the way I did for the week before, and it cashed out for us all 6. This time we weren't so lucky. I did this before the weigh-in, so I had, my top 6 were Shevchenko, Jiri Prochazka, Brendan Allen, Manel Cape, Sung Woo Choi, and Jake Matthews. Now, the top 2 were Shevchenko and Jiri Prochazka, 4 units to win 3, that cashed. The second leg, the next 2, 3, and 4 confident fighters are Brendan Allen, and then Manel Cape. Manel Cape was a push because the fight was canceled, so I just ended up having 2.5 units then on Brendan Allen, Shevchenko, and Jiri Prochazka. 2.5 units to win 3.5 units, so not that much because the price is down with Manel Cape being out of the parlay. There was a 3-leg, so that cashed. So we're looking at 6.5 units of profit between those 2 legs of the 2 and the 4 leg. And then we ended up adding on Jake Matthews, which cashed, but Sung Woo Choi, which didn't, for 1 unit, which would have been nice and juicy, but that was a unit loss. So ended up going 5.5 units on that parlay scheme. Now, the Shevchenko one we were lucky to get through. The Jiri one we were lucky to get through. I did say if the parlay was live in any fashion, I would hedge out on Jiri Prochazka. I'd put money on Glover, which is exactly what I did. Before the fight, I put 2 units on Glover Texeira at plus 195 odds. So, I felt better about that, because the fight was super close, but ended up being 2 units lost there. So all in all, the props pretty much even themselves out with the Shevchenko unit 1 by decision, the Na Liang bonehead 1 losing a unit. That was a wash. The props were completely even. So everything all considered ended up, minus that hedge, just going 3.5 units for profit there. So 5.5 on the parlays and minus the 2 unit hedge on Glover, which we ended up not needing. So that was 3.5 units of profit on the night. For a hugely entertaining night, a volatile night, even that Brendan Allen fight, that was, I know that the game is kind of changing with the control time. Judges aren't really just, if you're not doing damage or really ending the fight, sometimes those dominant positions, racking up control time on the clock, just aren't paying off, at least with these set of judges last night. So Brendan Allen, that was a gift. I thought that was going to be a loss. My boy Lou Betya, who had Malkoun by decision at plus 900, that was a very, very good bet, and I wish he would have won that bet. He deserved it more than I did, but Brendan Allen came through, kept the parlays alive. And then when it came time for that Shevchenko fight, I kind of figured once that fight was over that the same judges that judged the Brendan Allen fight and gave it to him were probably going to give it to Shevchenko too. So, I kind of felt a lot better going into that decision, even though it was a split decision, that they were going to give it to Shevchenko for that one. Whether or not I agree with that one, I think Shevchenko was the better fighter of the night for sure. But she really needs to stop. She got so cocky in the grappling sequences, and really, if she just would have struck at range the entire fight, she would have come out ahead. Wouldn't have even been close. But things didn't get any less greasy when it came to the Jiri Prochazka Glover Texeira fight. I mean, the guy went for submission after submission attempt. I think like 2 submission attempts on Glover Texeira when he was in a dominant position. I was screaming at the TV, like, why are you doing this? And then turns out in round 5, he was right to go for a submission, ends up ending the fight when he would have lost in the scorecards if he had not done that in round 5. So, hugely entertaining fight. If you guys can leave a comment below and let me know what plays you did follow in the pay-per-view, if you guys came out ahead or not. I see a lot of mixed results on Twitter. Some people, barely escaping by the skin of their teeth, kind of like me, like 3.5 units up on that. I mean, there were some sketchy spots. I really do wish that Sung Woo Choi came through. I didn't see that one coming at all. I was very confident in him, but luckily he was at the bottom end of the parlays. But, Jake Matthews, to include an underdog pick in these parlays was something I usually don't do. But I just seemed like the line should have been flipped almost between Fiallo, who's a one-rounder bust guy, and Jake Matthews, who's been proven. But Matthews looked very, very good and improved and outstruck Fiallo, all the way until the end. So very interesting card, very entertaining card, and something that I didn't think was going to be that friendly for the parlays, and ended up working out for us. So to have an entertaining night of fights and make money on it, 8 out of 11 picks, I cannot be too mad at this pay-per-view result. Excited to get back to the, the consecutive weeks of fights we have this summer and keep on building this momentum. That's 2 winning weeks in a row, and we can keep this going in the best way, making a profitable summer of 2022. Yeah, so I'm trying to see if I missed anything else. Oh, also I didn't play this one because I already had so much invested in Shevchenko, but I did put out the over 3.5 in Shevchenko Santos. That did hit as well. Something else that I advised, but I didn't play because I had Matthews in a parlay, but Matthews to win by decision obviously did not cash. He was way more dominant in that fight than I assumed. I thought he would just grind out kind of a mix of grappling and control time and really just tire out Andre Fiallo to a decision, but no such luck. So I think I covered everything from the best bets and props video. Like I said, leave a comment below. Let me know how you did on the night, how you enjoyed the fights and things like that. Leave a like, leave a sub. I'll be back probably pretty early this week to release the full card breakdown for Austin. I'll be on the, if you know the guys, Tom and Keith from the Pickin Winners YouTube channel. I'll be on their show tomorrow night to go over the UFC Austin card. So I'm all studied up. I've gotten through this pretty early just in preparation to talk to those guys. So a little bit of ahead of schedule, so I'm happy about that. So figured I'd shoot this recap video, let everybody know what the results were, and let's move into next week with even more momentum. So 2 weeks on the streak that we've won. Let's keep it going, see how far we can go with this. So thanks you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the fights, and I will talk to you next time.